And here we go with the teams. Looks like standard lineup. Looks like Scarium's actually coming in here for GoHard. He didn't feature in much of the games previously. They were using Tiny Tuna. Oh, Tiny Teeny Tuna is there. So can actually work out off the top of my head who's the one who's not playing in GoHard, who normally is, because there's a substitute in there definitely for somebody, but we'll see in just a second as we can have to check that behind the scenes. Rage.Quit going up the hill here, Mojo, and GoHard are going to rush down the strong defense here on the rails.
GoHard doing the standard opening, and they're leaving Kaizu here alone completely on A5. We've already seen that play, especially by them. And it's already something we mentioned. If someone blind plays them and really rushes him in that initial start of the game, he can really have a rough time, and they can even be kept. But it's really risky play by anyone to do, and GoHard is currently checking the rail. If they don't see anyone, they will start rotating back immediately. Dani is already in that position, so he knows no one crossed the 8 line. No one crossed the 8 line. Anil knows no one is down. They should already send the tanks back, because Rage.Quit is really storming fast there.
So strong push from Rage.Quit coming down here off the hill. They're going to try and rush around the cap circle. Kaizu's going to get some people spotted, but not until they actually come around the top, which they're not. So Diplomat's not there to spot. GoHard have no idea of this push right now from Rage.Quit. They do not have vision on their base, and they're going to find it in a bit too late, as Rage.Quit are able to get down into this place completely unspotted. GoHard, lads, what are you doing? You need to start getting vision. Rage.Quit are damaging themselves each other right now as they start crashing into the hill. But this is great coverage. They're able to send someone into the cap circle, and they have perfect positioning here. GoHard haven't been able to spot them at all getting into this position. GoHard are going to have to quickly rotate, and it looks like it is. Annihilator, Carry Barry coming around the bottom here, Mojo.
I'm not quite sure what's the play here, because Rage.Quit does not obviously attend to cap. They're just keeping their pure skills, so he would lure the other tanks. I think all the time they were planning to do exactly this, to try to rush the counter rotation by GoHard. GoHard sometimes has a problem to play step by step on the same way. It could be really their demise now.
Okay, so GoHard getting their team split right across the middle here. Carry Barry, Danny X, and Danny Zek, sorry, and Annihilator down the bottom. This is not looking good for them. Carry Barry has to be very careful he doesn't get spotted out and get eliminated here, so he has to make himself safe. He's doing a bit of a run, but they're going to chase him down into that corner. That might be bad if Rage.Quit decide to do that. GoHard able to get a defensive setup. This was a bit unusual from Rage.Quit, because the fact they looped up over the hill and came back, they've doubled back on themselves. They could have got to that position by just driving down the bottom way. So a bit of a loss of advantage there from having all that hill coverage and coming down there with nobody to spot. Of course, they didn't know that. They didn't know that GoHard had nobody there.
I don't know why they didn't push down, like when they already split GoHard like this all over the map. I think they just should have collided down and left 1 or 2 guys here covered by Grill, and at least 4 people should have went down to chase on Anil and Carry Barry and Danny. So whoever of them they catch and kill, it's a free kill.
So Cactus spotting out there Danny Zek. Danny Zek gets a shot and damages Cactus. Cactus misses in return. Cactus is one of the players that was identified earlier on by Micmac as being a strong player for a team and needing to step up. As Cactus is getting wrecked right now. Damaged engine now and broken tracks. He's not moving. If somebody else gets a shot into him, that's going to be very, very damaging. It was going to actually probably take him out of the battle. Urwis gets shot there and gets his ammo rack damaged. As he comes round to fight off against Diplomat. Diplomat gets a shot into him. Urwis is going to overextend here. He's not in a crossfire just yet. He is actually in a crossfire.
That's a shot too much that Urwis is taking here, for Christ's sake.
Annihilator is getting shots into him as Urwis is able to kill Diplomat, but at which cost? Because he gets shot in the back by Annihilator. Annihilator's now in reload as Yugi Homri is able to get shots into him. Annihilator makes himself safe. He's on a reload. Shot coming back into Yugi Homri as the shot came round at the back from Scarium in time. Nice flip round from the camera to show us that Yugi Homri's getting him to fight off against Scam. He's not getting the shots back in return. We're going to see a rotation round behind them as Halu comes in. Both Yugi and Urwis drop from Tyne and Kaizu. Halu's trying to sneak around the back, but Tyne sees this one coming. Carry Barry able to get shots onto Gremic as Danny Zek comes round as well. Great counterplay here from GoHard. They saw the push coming in from Rage.Quit. They have recovered really well from what looked like a ropey start. Halu now facing off against Tyne. Tyne taking damage there from tanks beside him as well, which looks like the #1 skill. And GoHard now are in the control seat, Mojo.
Take a breath, mate. Take a breath. I don't think even this is a brilliant play of GoHard. This is just flanking of Rage.Quit. They had such a good advantage when they pushed the 8 line unspotted, and they had every possibility to cut off forces of GoHard and chip off 1 or 2 tanks for free. but they just decided to throw it away on a lot of uncertainty and a lot of miscommunication. We've even seen them block each other here because they had nowhere to go but to butt, but from the both sides were GoHard guys.
And there we have it right now. GoHard just simply on cleanup duty right now. Carry Barry coming flying in there to deal with pure skill. He's going to see out this fight and get the... it's a bounce actually there as Danny's comes in as well. So, GoHard taking match number 1 against Rage.Quit. A great rotation from Rage.Quit coming up the hill, coming down, but they didn't use that really to their advantage, did they?
I was really hoping when I saw them play that because it looked like something smart, something nice, something crispy you can see even play. So you're leaving a light tank, he's capping, and the rest of your forces because you studied your enemy well. And GoHard does play by 1, 2, 3, 4 sometimes, and this time is that time. So that means they go step by step, how they rotate, how you can literally wind the watch by them. So they could have used it. And they were unspotted, and those mediums and Dani spotted them really late. But they just chose not to commit. Completely just stood there clueless in the middle and ended up caught on a first bait.
For what they did is they went all the way up the hill, they came all the way down around the top, and then they came back into the courtyard. Now that entire nice move that they did, they could have just gone down the bottom way into the courtyard. It would have been the exact same result. When they pushed up the hill and they were coming down, GoHard had no vision, and I was thinking to myself, right, they're going to do some kind of crazy. They're just going to go all the way around the top route, and they're going to go into the base. I mean, they threw it away in a way, didn't they?
They threw it away because they chose not to chase those tanks.
But fair play to GoHard. The counter, once the fight started, the counter coming back in to cover their teammates was really nice.
GoHard managed to retrieve their ground very well. They really covered each other, and that's all fine. But in all honesty, the throw was on Rage.Quit. Rage.Quit had a game there.
Okay,
they had it at their fingertips.
Let's have a look at the damage done there from both teams there and see who came out on top. Scarium. Now, I shouldn't say this because this is going to be Caster Curse. Scarium is added into my fantasy team. That's
Scarium,
why.
you're so dead.
That's why I mentioned.
So dead.
That's why I mentioned it was nice to see Scarium in the lineup here. Okay, they might rotate him out for the next battle, knowing my luck. Tyne there, Tyne, Tuna, Tiny. Number 3, Carry Barry, number 4.
3 people in one, as you recall them.
Yeah. And then Annihilator at 7th. Diplomat, the normal hyper carry for GoHard, not even to be seen here. He was unfortunate. He was playing the FV2 on 5B. Still managed to land.
Actually, he did
2
enough
shots,
damage
1
there.
shots.
And as far as I remember, they really overcommitted 250Bs to take care of him. And both of them died because of that.
Yeah, so you have Yuki Homri there, AMX 50B, second bomb damage. Not where you want ever to see if AMX 50B.
And Cactus, a member of my team, of course. Potato Cactus.
What they were saying earlier on is Daki was highlighting him as a really a good player to watch. They talked about him at the start where Micmac was saying, he's a player that's really important for them, and Cactus comes out with 0 damage. So Caster Curse is real, people. If we talk about a player, highlight him as doing well.
And my curses are the strongest one. It's so proven so far.
What usually happens is then the player does
worse than a gypsy, man.
Really worse than a next battle. So GoHard taking match number 1, their battle number 1 on Himmelsdorf. We're going to go into battle number 2, round 2 in a second. It's going to switch round, so we're going to have GoHard on the attack, and we're going to have Rage.Quit on the defense. Now, Rage.Quit team normally associated with doing crazy rushing tactics. Do you think that they're going to try and rush out and get map control, or are they going to play passive here, Mojo?
Man, offense is really good defense always. I see no reason why wouldn't they do it if they have a good plan. We've seen it work more than once here.
Okay, so let's have a look at the lineups and see the vehicles that are going to be used for this second round. Now, GoHard, Mojo, very heavy setup here with the FV2 and 5Bs.
It's a lot of old school FV heavies. I haven't seen this in quite a while. Rage.Quit much more conventional for this kind of meta, and definitely not a rush setup. You are not going to rush with E5 and Ice4 nowhere.
Very similar to the setup that GoHard actually had when they were defending.
Like with this setup, they might even leave Ice4 at rails and E5 somewhere that an A5 position like Kaizu was lingering in the last game, and everyone else would just play rotations between them.
Okay, so interesting. GoHard attacking, Rage.Quit defense. GoHard have the opportunity now to go 2-0 up, or Rage.Quit can pull it back into 1-1 and could set the ball rolling to go into our third tiebreaker of the day, but hopefully I mean, not that I want any particular team to lose, but hopefully it doesn't go that way. But we could get a surprise, you never know.
We're just gonna say Captain Obvious stuff. Whoever gets a 2-0 on a map is in a huge advantage, not just because of result, because he can just allow to play chilled out 1-1 till the
Okay,
end.
so round 2 on Himmelsdorf. Let's just jump straight into action, ladies and gentlemen. So you're talking about if they have 2-2, they have advantage, Mojo, but that's where Legend were yesterday. They didn't seal it out, but today actually they did seal it out, so it's always swings and roundabouts. Nice initial quick climb here from Tyne Scarium.
I'm just going to enjoy the moment and check out what are the FV heavies meant for, because no one yet used these tactics, so GoHard has some special idea here, and they're going to try to sell something to Rage.Quit, something they probably don't want to eat.
Okay, so GoHard going to do some sneaky shenanigans more than likely here. Carry Barry being sent round the bottom, but he's going to be sitting there and waiting. We see Urwis here and Pure Skill going to be climbing the hill. Urwis letting his AMX go up ahead of him. There's a slight from the turret there, turn from the turret as if to say, mate, why are you coming with me? Danizek gets spotted up on top of the hill. He spots Gremic down below him in the IS-4.
It's an interesting choice here by Rage.Quit to commit so much toward the hill. They know the FE heavies are not of the fastest sort, so they are trying to manipulate a bit on GoHard and how they play to waste as much time. Oh, nice connection here.
Great shot by Danizek there. He's rocking back and forward in that break in the wall to spot the line. He spots out number 1 skill, so some helpful information for his team. Has to be careful not to linger there for too long. Pure Skill wants to pop his head up over that hill as well, but it's very dangerous. He doesn't know who's there, but he is able to spot out Diplomat there in the AMX 50B, each of them spotting each other, so vital information again for each team. Diplomat doesn't see Pure Skill that time. Pure Skill does see Diplomat, so...
If Danny did that shot in random, I think even his own team would report it. That was really nice and cool. But so far, Rage.Quit playing really slow. They are not trying to overdo any kind of action. They are waiting for GoHard to commit, because FE heavies are great when you have positional targets in front of you. DPM and the turret were great. Like, the accuracy is a laser gun. It's a laser gun. But if you need to rotate around the corners, as example, that's a problem, because your turret is back and you can get jacked easily. Those tanks also burn easily, and they can get ammo wrecked. So there is always some pros and cons for each tank, and Rage.Quit is gonna try to stick together to just clip them out if necessary.
Okay, so very passive play from GoHard. They are the team on the attack. They're trying to... It's like they're trying to bait Rage.Quit into overcommitting and coming after them.
I think they're hoping that the Rage.Quit will actually rush.
They're expecting Rage.Quit to lose their patience. Tyne and Annihilator look like they can't decide where they want to stay up or down.
But look at the speed they were going up.
Yeah, going up is super slow because they're heavy tanks. Now, the 1-2 line and the 3 line completely wide open, and that's because Rage.Quit are able to get enough spots in to let them know if Diplomat's up there, it's a good shout, the rest of the team's up there. So's Danizek. They have no idea where the rest of GoHard is, but Rage.Quit are using their intuition and their experience to know that they're not doing anything round the far side yet. They're not coming up the 1-2 line. Now, actually, Mojo, are you able to show us tactically how you think this is going to go?
So, let's see how this first works for Rage.Quit. They are more or less controlling this area here and spotting from down. If anyone is pushing, they have a lot of guys that can deal with that. They have this guy here. He's kind of important because he will see any kind of movement in this area here. And, of course, they have a guy here in window who will give this info. Everyone else is just meant for rotation and protecting, and everyone will just try to play together, because as we see, all the clippers and faster tanks are positioned here in these areas, except of course Mr. Skills. And they will just go and collide left or right wherever they think that GoHard is going. Because if they manage to get a fight on those FV heavies with a lot of clippers in one narrow street on them, they will prevail. If they try to trade all the time, those FV heavies can be really painful, because they reload is super fast and the accuracy is great. Like, they will pen everything that GoHard has there.
Okay, so we see Danizek rotating down the hill. GoHard have absolutely no idea what they're doing, as they're just waiting for Danny to come down and join them. Now, I talked earlier on about how nobody's spotting the 1-2 line. It looks like Urwis is just going to come over there, suspecting something from Rage.Quit, that GoHard are up to something. Really not sure what GoHard are doing. I think they're just trying to bait out Rage.Quit into making a move down one side and then going the other way. Now as Danny joins them, the move happens. Carry Barry's now rotated up onto the hill. GoHard moving out here, but to be honest, it's a bit too late because Rage.Quit now have a spotter defending on the A1 area. Now, the way that GoHard are moving out here is they're hoping to perhaps catch somebody in a crossfire. Maybe they were expecting somebody low down spotting on the 1-2 line at the HJK area, but Rage.Quit, in all fairness to them and all credit to them, are playing super passive, super defensive, and they have actually rotated a lot of their forces over to the west side of the map, ready to counter this Mojo.
The problem at the moment is because they do not have eyes for that BC1 position behind those oil barrels that we've seen used so much. Like gas tanks that are there are really good cover, and they would totally deny Danny any kind of capping pressure here.
Okay, so Annihilator looks like he's going to be going up to take some fire for the rest of the team, as with Scarium. Now, Danny is kind of hiding into the base here as Urwis is spotted and they're going to start shooting him. 2 tanks in the base, possibly going to go for 3, looks like. GoHard's going to sit out their stall here and sit out the cap rush. Urwis is taking lots of shots here, but they're not getting the shots connected. There's lots of missed shots. Diplomat takes one in return as the rest of Rage.Quit start rotating in through the top, but you also see a rotation coming in through the courtyard. Carry Barry is going to fight up on the tops of pure skill. Carry Barry should be able to deal with him, but he's going to have to come off that hill really quickly to support the rest of his team.
They will know 1 tier 10 is not there. Pure skill is already dead in 2 shots, but the cap pressure is really on. It's really going well for GoHard.
So cap pressure was down to 10 seconds there, but they were able to get the reset. Great shooting here by Halu through the buildings into Dannyzek. Dannyzek is now dropped. He was vital to this plan, being able to hide behind that building. That was a great pick actually from Halu, able to get a shot through those buildings. Annihilator's getting dropped here. He doesn't have the cover of his team, but number 1 Skills is also getting wrecked here. Cactus is getting wrecked. Annihilator's getting shot front and back. Skyrim's going to come around to peek, get a shot, but he's going to have to pull back because he can't do anything more. You've got Kaizu coming around here on the far side. Now the problem you have with the FV215Bs is they're not able to give burst damage that you can get with, for example, Yugi Homri here. He's able to get clip, shot after shot after shot into Scarium. You also have number 1 Skills coming out here in the back chat. They can focus down a tank. Tiny takes out number 1 Skills. GoHard are they're losing too much health here. They can't afford to trade.
No,
but Rage.Quit are dropping tanks as well.
Let us really not forget that GoHard is actually winning the game without presence of Carry Berry, who is coming now here with a full clip, and he will just boost their damage now. This game is already done. It's just the Rage.Quit that doesn't know it, because they gave up entire battlefield. They already set up all the forces to try to lure GoHard to play on the 2 cap, to push them from the hill and 8 line maybe combined. They were hoping for that desperately, but the play was just in vain because GoHard saw, okay, the field is open, so what's stopping us to just do what we just did, to pressure the cap? So and you can come to us then.
Yep, as we said earlier on, how Carry Barry was up on that hill, needed to take out the tank facing him, which was pure skill, and then rotate round and help his team as quick as possible. GoHard, as the fighting started, I thought GoHard didn't have the sustain. They had the health pool of the tanks, but the FE is deceitful in a way because it has quite an awesome reload. So they were able to sustain the fight, keep the fight going, and just have shot discipline. They were able to focus tanks down. It's always the key thing when fights like this happen. It's take a gun out of the battle. It's said so many times. You remove a gun out of the battle, that's a huge thing for your tank.
The funny thing is Rage.Quit really showed no great strength when they were pushing into this battle. It was just really a lot of sporadic shooting. And although they knew that Bachat is missing, they just didn't commit there. Also, I don't like the fact they really left that rail like that. I mean, that IS-4, if they wanted to play passive as they did, it was okay. You can play with a lot of guys there, but you leave one guy, and that's usually an IS-4 on the rail.
Okay, so let's have a look at the damage done by both teams there and see who came out on top. So, bam! The Annihilator coming top damage, FV215B. Gremic doing what he could in IS-4 for Rage.Quit, but then we have it split. I mean, it's GoHard, Rage.Quit, GoHard, Rage.Quit, GoHard, Rage.Quit, all the way down the first page there. But 4 of them, vitally, are with GoHard, 3 of them with Rage.Quit.
It's more or less how they were trading the shots down. Like 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, but it was always a bit of advantage for GoHard because they had initial salvo, they had positions trenched in, so they had that kind of advantage.
Yep. Poor Danizek there in the AMX 1390, not able to do much to battle. But in Himmelsdorf, you're not expecting the AMX 1390s
He was a
to
capping
do.
tool and
Yeah.
he was annihilated there. There is no end to run from that house.
So you're not expecting the AMX 1390s to do a lot of damage. So it's not really
But we've seen Dudulinho do like, there you go, like 2.7k.
Okay, well, not expected. It happens, but I mean,
Things happen.
He's
People
there.
die.
Things happen. People died. So he was there to start the camp to draw in the rest of Rage.Quit, which did happen. So another comfortable victory there for GoHard. 2-0 up against Rage.Quit. Now we've just had Himmelsdorf. We're about to go into Ruinberg. Now Ruinberg, me and Daki were talking about it earlier on. A map that would normally favour defenders is actually going the other way and is starting to favour attackers.
Yeah, by the league stats, it's favoring attackers quite a bit, like 56% compared to 44 in defense.
Okay.
But overall statistics of the league are completely changing. Like when we started, it was like 60 for attackers, you know, on overall maps, 40. Now it's dropped quite a lot. It's like 54 for attackers only. So the meta is settling slowly. People are getting used to everything.
Okay, so let's have a look at the vehicles that we're going to see used in this battle. So GoHard on the defense, Rage.Quit on the attack. What can you tell us about what we see here, Mojo?
It's rather standard setup here by GoHard. They have even the T-54 light that usually signals that they will send him to spot the red line. And that's usually the smartest thing. We've seen some teams that ignore that and they were in serious amount of trouble. On the other hand, Rage.Quit, this is a lot of pressure from the start. They can go with this anywhere they want. It's just a matter, like, usually we've seen them last time, they were sniping from the middle here. Like, they send a spotter, and those 3 Object 140s lined up, and they were waiting to get some cheeky shots on someone who is crossing, and then they would pressure together with butt-shots and whatnot of the tanks.
Okay, so we're going into map number 2, GoHard versus Rage.Quit. Are GoHard going to see it 3-0, or are Rage.Quit going to make it 2-1? Let's find out. And here we go on to Ruinberg. We have GoHard on the defense, I was saying earlier, Rage.Quit on the attack. Do you think either team, Mojo, is going to be looking for a fight, or do you think they're going to play it? Do you think GoHard are just going to sit defensively? And
of course they're going to sit only defensively with this lineup. It would be quite a suicide and wishful thinking, mate.
That wasn't what I meant. What I meant, Mojo, was are GoHard going to be more aggressive in their positioning, or are they just going to sit at standard areas?
They are going to sit back, especially with those 2 FV heavies. They're kind of a center of defense, and they're just going to get a crossfire if someone tries to go anywhere and shoot. But let's see, are there any connections there on the middle? Danny is getting a beating. Is that by Object 140s?
Danny's going to get wrecked by Pure Skill. Pure Skill actually
he
doesn't have it. He's on a reload, so he's not loaded yet. So Danny's getting himself caught in a crossfire there by the 140s. I was just about to say Caribari got some great spots at the top of the map and then had to retreat a little bit because he realised he was overexposed. But Danny's man, you are getting wrecked a lot of the time here in the light tanks. Annihilator and Tyne here having additional cross coverage, of course, to Pure Skill here. Very, as you're saying, standard positioning here from GoHard. And as we're following Cactus, Gremic, and Yuki Homori down the bottom as they're rotating round.
Okay, Danny stayed there on the middle. He didn't go all the way to the end because he's now providing a bit different kind of spot for his guys, because he now was able to see these people crossing all the way here. So now, after that is done, after a bit, he will move to the corner because that will be the only safe spot for him. But he will not be alone because Kaizu is going together with him, and he will have a great cooldown and crossfire together with the rest of the guys.
So nice additional coverage there from Kaizu as he's supporting Danizek. Danny was able to get a cheeky shot off from his position there as another tank in his team also got a shot across. So that was nice damage going across into Cactus and Object there. So he was an unfortunate one driving past at the time. Now, from where, Pure Skill actually trying to go for a cap reset and is spotted immediately. The minute he gets in there, Annihilator takes 2 shots in return. Danny's the one getting shots across into Pure Skill. That was extremely lucky. Now,
but look at the #1 skills. Not so lucky there back there.
Oh, Danny getting shot again. He needs to drop back there in coverage as he's getting shot in the crossfire. Shots coming in, possibly from Pure Skill coming back. Now, it's a bit static at the moment, Mojo. Can you tell us how it's going to actually go from here, how the teams are going to play?
Well, at the moment, like, GoHard has obviously by HP and by everything else completely under their control. So they really have no issues or no need to move. Now what have we seen so far? They have this guy here. He can give perfect cross shots here on any angle. Dani from this position is giving a wide variety here of spotting, and they are all covered by the guys in the middle. Now these guys here are crucial because if there is any rotation, they will just shoot like this. They have this forward spotter who will see both these lines here, and if someone comes, he's just gonna run away, and the guy behind him will actually shoot. So they covered all the grounds and the rotations. The guys in a problem are the Rage.Quit guys.
So just while we had the map up there, unfortunately we missed Dani just overexposing himself on the edge of the map and getting shot for doing that. So GoHard have lost Dani, they've lost that spot. He was trying to peek onto Pure Skill, who was starting the cap and just hovering around that cap area. Dani wanted to remove him and just remove that threat of Pure Skill being able to go in and do caps and try and beat out his additional teammates. So first blood going to Rage.Quit here, but I mean, Pure Skill has to be careful he doesn't drive off any rubble or have any of his teammates get too close to him, because a slight collision is going to kill him. He's on 4 health, ladies and gentlemen.
I think if someone sneezes on another map, he will die.
Yes.
And they're going to use him as a final bait as they're rotating to the other cap. But we will see now, is GoHard foolish enough to take that bait? Because so far they were not. They were just keeping those guys up as they should on A6.
So he is an absolute bait here, but there is nobody else supporting him. GoHard are going to be very cautious and very timid about trying to poke over and see him. Now, at the bottom of the map where we have Kaizu, he does not have vision into Pure Skill because of the rock covering him. Tyne and Scarium are going to be scared about poking their heads out in case there's anyone down the middle line of the E line, whilst all the time the entire rotation of Rage.Quit is going to go north. Now, Caribari will see this. It just depends how quickly Rage.Quit react to it.
There will be a huge call
GoHard,
now,
sorry.
and it's all about those heavies that will snipe from the side. This sacrificial lamb served his purpose. He's going to try to actually run away so he would be useful in the future. But there we go. Caribari and Diplomat are defending here, but they should have really fast and good sniping support by the other guys.
So Urwis is able to get across, Halu's able to get across. Nobody else is going to stick their head out as they'll get shot up by the crossfire. Now we see Caribari taking a couple of shots as he retreats back.
Yugi Ombre is getting annihilated, mate.
Yugi Homri, as I said, the next person to make the run across is going to get deleted. Yugi Homri's only in 1 shot, then he's dead. Caribari and Diplomat keeping themselves safe. Now we have Tyne on a reload. Skyrim's still able to shoot. Caribari's still able to get shots in as well. Diplomat's now spotted. Pure Skills is completely on the other side of the map. He's got nothing. He's only in 4 health. Kaizu needs to come up and support. Kaizu just has to ignore that bottom area. He needs to get up and support the rest of his team in the crossfire of the town, but the counter's always going down. GoHard really need to come and rotate around. They really need
Diplomat
to get shots
is the
into the
only one
base.
who can really decap this for sure.
GoHard,
there we go.
Great reset by Diplomat, but Diplomat has to be careful he doesn't die. Caribari getting absolutely wrecked when he pokes his head out. GoHard need to rush in quickly now. They need to get shots in. Diplomat on a reload, probably going to take out Urwis here, but Urwis is just distracting him. Urwis is not the threat right now. Scarium actually gets a kill on Yugi Homri, but it's Pure Skill, Gremic and Cactus here in the base. Somebody needs to shoot them.
They
Scarium
need just
kills
to
Urwis.
push full speed in, and that's all they need to do now. They know it. It's 8 seconds. Halu will try to body block the shot of Diplomat. But there is some time bought by Annihilator.
Halu blocks the shot. Annihilator gets a shot in now. 23 seconds. The reset shots are coming in now. Diplomat just ignoring Halu completely. He knows he needs to shoot somebody else to reset, but the shots came in as well. Tyne coming running round. He's going to start clipping people. He's got 1 shot, 2 shot left. Here we go. Takes out a tank, he takes out Cactus. He's on the reload, he's going to run away now. Gremic is the only person alive, really, that can do anything. Halu gets dropped. Scarium is the one who gets the killing shot there. Gremic's left all on his own in the base. Now only we have 5 tanks left still on GoHard. Bit ropey there, almost from GoHard, but the shot discipline there coming in to reset the cap was really quite good, Mojo.
I would say it looked dramatic, but in reality it actually wasn't. Because all the time they knew how much they must commit, and they were counting the shells. They knew, okay, these guys are completely empty, they're not dangerous. You saw how Diplomat was ignoring them one after another, and he was just focusing on those spots. Like, Halu really did a good thing. He tried to block him off. That was the last resort.
It was really good. He knew that Diplomat wanted to get the cap reset, so he just drove in front of Diplomat's gun.
But Annihilator behind him also had a good angle.
Yeah.
Those tanks can be penned even in a turret, so they could not resist. The good thing is, because GoHard initially didn't buy their play at all, they were just waiting for that. And at that corner, they had Diplomat and Carry Berry. Diplomat could always angle his 1-1-3 and just stop all those mediums and use his a lot of HP and high alpha, while the Butshot would just clip them if they're trying to flank him. So they would protect each other.
Yep. So very exciting for us being able to call the shots. But I'd imagine in GoHard's TeamSpeak, it was probably just like, okay, shoot him next. Okay, we've got a reset on him. Who's the next one? And they were just calling it out shot by name, not just like get shots into the cap. They're saying like, we've hit him, shoot the next name. So just shooting name by name. Not trying to, at that point, not trying to kill tanks, but at that point, just trying to make sure they hit each of them to keep the reset going properly.
They're just probably calling who even has an angle to shoot and how to position. That's about it.
Okay, so let's have a look at the damage done in that battle. I'm very interested to see who's coming out on top. Scarium, man, you're becoming a nice pick this time. You're picking up points from me after earlier on this week when you weren't playing.
I know why he's doing that, because you were nagging to him on the chat all the time. Shut up, boy, you need to farm me my points.
We're joking about how to pronounce names properly, because I sometimes mispronounce names. And I said, Skyrim, you're going to be called the guy, why did I pick him in my team? So Diplomat second there, 1-1-3.
That's a good morale boost.
Yep, definitely. Cactus and Gremic there in Rage.Quit, and then 3 more players from GoHard. So almost an all GoHard board. Definitely one-sided there from the damage. I mean, that's not taking away from Rage.Quit. Rage.Quit weren't looking for a fight. Rage.Quit were looking to try and win this one via capping. They weren't looking to go for the fight.
Surprisingly, Danny even has a lot of damage. I thought most of that he had on spotting, and maybe a couple of hundred damage.
Danny
he actually managed to shoot a lot, maybe even too much, because if he shot a few less, he would probably be alive till the end.
Yeah, he was a bit overeager, like leaning over the road when he didn't necessarily need to. Pure Skill sadly down the bottom in the AMX, and then also actually Kaizu in the FV215B. He missed a lot of the action at the end of the fight because he was so far back, really. So,
well, Rage.Quit is trying to compensate. We can see they're trying to do things, but it just isn't working out because GoHard at the moment looks like really seasoned team, although they're actually quite young team.
Yeah,
young by age and by length of their team. Like, they're not really long here.
Me and you covered the GoHard match earlier on this week, and you said that GoHard, one of their strengths right now, is reading what happens in a battle and being able to react to it. So not necessarily their starting tactics are working out superior for them, but when something happens in a battle, GoHard are very good at going, okay, this is what we do to fix it. And to me, I felt like you kind of saw that today. I was like, okay, right, they're not down here. They're rotating. Like, okay, guys, this is how we deal with it.
Interesting for me is like Danny, who is one of their last people who joined the team, actually came from Gunrunners, another Silver League team, who was okay, but always lacking a lot when I watched them. And I was really kind of dubious about this addition to their team, but obviously they knew what they were doing. They got a good shot caller and tactician.
Okay, so let's have a look at what we're going to see on round 2 here for Runeberg. Now, what I noticed here compared to the previous round is that the attack lineup on GoHard is very different to the attack lineup that Rage.Quit had. Rage.Quit had a lot of the 140s, I believe, and GoHard are going with super pew pew with all autoloaders. A completely French setup here from GoHard.
It's really unusual to see. I don't like that Grille in Rage.Quit setup. I mean, it can be used. We've seen it used a couple of times, but it's really risky. But all French setup here, that's ultra aggressive. You must play ultra aggressive with it.
Yeah.
There is no other way.
This is what earlier on they tried to do in Knackerbrod. Knackerbrod didn't focus down targets. So shot discipline from GoHard going to be super important. Can they call out their targets? Can they make sure and eliminate one tank at a time and go on to the next one? We'll see in just a second. So GoHard on the attack, Rage.Quit on the defense. Is it going to be 4-0 GoHard, or will it be 3-1 Rage.Quit? Oh, so it's a 3-1 still GoHard. Let's find out as we go into battle number 2 in Runeberg. Yes. Blah, 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 blah. Mojo, take over, please.
Oh, don't die there, mate. There is still one match to do after this one. So, as we expected, GoHard is doing stick-together team, and they're pressing on one cap, and it's an upper cap. Now, at the moment, Rage.Quit just has to throw a dice and see which one will it be. I remember still the first match Rage.Quit played on this map. They actually all went over the 2 cap, and the other guys just went behind their back and capped them. So, I guess, after knowing that, they actually left a couple of guys this time.
Everyone spotted there to come running up the side of the map. Now, they're not loaded yet. This is a danger of doing something like this, GoHard. Now they're loaded. Now they're going to pick out their targets, but there's a crossfire coming in. Oh my god, GoHard, you need to start focusing targets. Instead, GoHard's HP is the ones that are dropping like rocks right now.
Oh, GoHard is going great for this kind of rush.
Yuki Homri's being focused. Time's going to shoot into Urwis. Caribari's going to get shots into Urwis as well. Now we have Pure Skill coming around to Annihilator. Annihilator's going to reload. Pure Skill's going to try and ram him to death, it looks like. Danny's X coming in. He's going to try and get shots into Nier's #1 skills. He's going to loop round into getting Pure Skill as well. Danny's Ek is all his clip. Pure Skill's on a reload. Danny's got 5 shots there. He might have enough to take him down, I do believe so, which he does. GoHard, after a crazy scrappy start there, now have 4 tanks still left in the game, 4 guns still left in the game. Rage.Quit only have 2, as Scarium's fighting here against Cactus and against Micmac. He's stopping Micmac, he's rocking back and forward here. Cactus on reload.
Cactus on crutches here.
Scarium's got no shots left, he gets tracked going round the corner. Cactus is terrified of the shots coming in front of him because Time's reloaded, Caribari's reloaded. Scarium's going to live to fight another day. Micmac and Cactus just know that as soon as Scarium is reloaded, he's going to poke his head round the corner.
Oh, Danny will be the doom of them. He's just come from their back now. They cannot go up, down, left, right. They cannot do anything. If they chase someone, they'll be shot by clippers in the back.
Oh, Micmac wants to kill Scarium. Scarium's going to poke his head out and get shot if he got shot by Cactus. But I don't know. I mean, Micmac taking a lot of damage there. You've got Danny X doing the hero charge. Danny Zek. Why am I saying Danny X? Coming round the back here.
Charge of Danny Boy.
Yeah, Danny Boy. Danny doing the charge of the Light Brigade. He's going to get the shot. Cactus is ready for it. Cactus could kill him here if he gets a high roll.
Cactus is blind as bat, mate. His commander is dead and he doesn't have an ammo equivalent.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't see probably his top of his gun at the moment.
Cactus spotted. Danny's going to go for the shot. He's teeing it up. Actually, he's maybe a bit scared. Maybe he doesn't have the shot. Doesn't have the angle because of the road there, actually.
He probably doesn't have it, but he doesn't have to. He's just trying to provide vision for his guys. And you know what's the funny part?
There comes, there's 1. Is he going to go for 2? There
Brilliant.
he goes. Well played, Danny. Well played, Danny. So, Micmac, the only tank left for Rage.Quit. GoHard going with the hyper-aggressive lineup here.
Mate.
They took a pummeling for it, but it worked, Mojo.
When they reload, all they need to do is send Caribari for him and everyone comes after. And that's about that. Micmac can really do nothing about it. You said it was looking bad for GoHard, and one moment, actually it wasn't. It's normal when you push in like that, that you take initial damage, but they really took ground aggressively. They covered each other. You even saw in one moment Annihilator. He had no shells more. He actually made a body block on that road, so the last clipper of Rage.Quit, who had shells and who could wipe out like him plus 2 more guys, he couldn't reach them. So then Danny came from like third perspective and clipped him in. Tuck, 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 tuck. So that was kind of cool and nice to see. Now, GoHard here. I mean, HP-wise, it looks like they don't have it, but they're 3 guns, they're 3 clippers. One of them is light. And they are doing exactly the best solution. Yep. They're just going to put one on the cap and wait for him.
GoHard going into the cap circle here. GoHard have the map positioning of what the defending team would have. They have complete control over the city on the right-hand side. Danny Zek is in the bush here, baiting out Micmac. Micmac's going to know probably which bush he's in and shoot him. He's going to get caught in the crossfire. I mean, Caribari is going to need 2 shots to take him down. Time needs 1 shot to take him down. Danny is 1 shot to take him down. Micmac is spotted. His target priority is probably going to be Tyne if you can see him. Although you're going to want to shift Danny off this cap because it's still going to be something that could be potentially dangerous. You can't ignore it. He gets a shot there already, so 373. So already there's a shot coming against him. Another shot coming, he's down 601. Another shot coming down, he's down 841. Another shot coming in, he's down. Oh, he's just getting hit from everywhere right now. Poor Micmac. Oh, Micmac, you're doing what you can here, mate, but they set up a lovely crossfire there. Both sides, the shots coming in. GoHard taking it 4-0 now against Rage.Quit. These guys are looking solid, Mojo.
Dude, I was watching one cartoon when I was a kid, I remember, and like, you know, little Taylor against 7 Giants, like when he says, I killed them all, Disney one, and there is like a giant trying to kill him all the time, and he's like trying to catch him, but he's so small and wiggling. Like heavy tanks against mediums, they just cannot perform. They cannot perform. Every time they try to swing the turret, it's like, and they're just moving around, shooting, especially against clippers. It's annoying. It was done long ago. It was just a matter of time.
crazy fight though to start it off. I mean, you had the rush across. Like I said, it wasn't looking good for GoHard because at that time it wasn't. GoHard took a huge amount of damage. They clipped, they were on reload. But like I mean, we've talked about it before with autoloaders. You have that initial crazy burst, then you have the as they reload, and then it's back out again. And the shot discipline was great. It was really good. Let's have a look at the stats actually and see where the damage came from GoHard.
Oh my God, you are such a leprechaun.
So, bear in mind here, I do have Diplomat as well, but Scarium, top damage there again for GoHard AMX 50B. Micmac doing what he can. A lot of that was near the end of the battle, though, when pretty much it was all decided. Tyne coming in there, Batchat, 2,500, 12 shots. Could have done higher, missed some shots, but doing good.
Danny's trying to play a carry light.
Yeah.
I finally understand his tactics.
Number one doing what he could there, but I mean, when it comes down to bottom, you have a Batchat there of Halu. Bottom 766, you'd want him to get more shots in. Diplomat, normally the carry for GoHard, he's happy to sit back. I mean, Diplomat's not the one doing all the damage, but GoHard are still, they're sitting 4-0 up. They've got somebody showing that they can rotate in when they had Scarium. Scarium wasn't playing previously, so GoHard saying, you know, guys, even when Diplomat's having a bad game, they're still doing great.
Yeah, this game didn't look that easy, but it was ultra risky, and honestly, chances for it to succeed were kind of less than 50.
Yeah.
If you would watch on in reality, but they pulled it off.
Okay, so let's have a look at the lineups for the next battle, which is going to be in Muruvanka. The little forest.
GoHard is defending. Will this be Annihilation with a 0?
GoHard on the defense. They've got two 113s there and an AMX 1390. Now, Rage.Quit have 1390 and they have the Batchats. Dake much prefers seeing no AMX 1390 and instead of one of the tier 10 Batchats, two tier 10 Batchats instead of the AMX and Batchat. Do you agree with him there?
If you're talking about the attack, yes. If you're talking about the defense, no. Because in defense, it's really useful when you can put the 1390 in some cheeky bush and just make traps somewhere on a map. It doesn't even have to be around the cap. You can really choose your battleground. We've seen it done before. Example, Utopia versus Kazna. We've seen them put a light tank completely below the 2 cap and they were just sniping. So when Isne came, he really got wrecked.
Okay, so match point GoHard. We're going into the first battle here on Muruvanka. Can GoHard make it 5-0 or will Rage.Quit bring it back to 4-1? Let's find out as we jump into Muruvanka. Okay, GoHard, Rage.Quit. Are Rage.Quit going to go for a cap rush mojo or are they going to play it nice and safe?
And they have a 1390, so they can choose with this setup whatever they want. They can just go pressure the 1 cap instant and play the counter attack. We've seen them use that before already.
They are going to the forest.
Or they can go for a slow play.
Oh, Rage.Quit. Thought you might go for it there. A little social media links popping out there at the start. Danny's going to find himself. Oh, he's going for a different bush. I would expect him to go down
look at this.
right.
GoHard is actually doing interesting thing. As I said, they do not have to play standard. They do not have to stick up all the tanks. They can always make a trap down, and they are.
Danny hasn't got himself spotted. He's in a very interesting bush there. Gives him great cover. Halu and Cactus get spotted as they come round. So does Yugi Homri and number 1 Skills. So the game is up already at the start. GoHard know exactly where Rage.Quit are. And the thing is Rage.Quit have no idea where GoHard are. Pure Skills is going to dance around.
Why did he shoot?
Danny, laddie.
Seriously? You are not a carry, Smith. You are a light tank. Play accordingly, please.
Danny needs to run now and try and get himself safe. He was in a... Maybe he was thinking that they were going to push onto him a little bit. He wanted to get shots from Yugi Homri.
No, he had like a couple of bushes in front, but he miscalculated the angles of the other people, so he got spotted. Wow, mighty Batchat armor.
So, in his defense there, every single shot coming back at him for pure skill missed, so he was able to get away untouched. Nobody in GoHard has taken any damage, as we see Halu taking damage, Yugi Homri taking damage, and Cactus all taking damage on Rage.Quit. GoHard in a nice influential position here. A base cap is started by pure skill, but that's more or less a bait to try and get tanks to rotate. As actually no, Rage.Quit are going to go in for our base cap rush here. They know that GoHard are out of position. They know that GoHard don't have anyone down the number 1 line. GoHard are going to have to move really quickly to be able to get a reset here. Micmac looks to try and head them off as we have 4 tanks coming in now. This is going to be difficult for GoHard, working out who to shoot. GoHard, you need to make a move, lads. You are not in position to reset this.
They have enough time. They have enough time. They have enough time, and they need to gather their forces, because when this fight starts, actually, it will be crucial how their tanks are positioned, because when counterattack comes, it's going to be painful.
Diplomat trying to get the shots here with Scarium. They're down to 5 seconds. GoHard need to go now. They need to go now. They're going to... Oh, no, they've...
No. If they didn't, they would be shot anyway. They knew it.
Okay, so here we go now. As the 6 shooters come out, everyone starts picking their targets. Annihilator and Diplomat drop pure skill and Halu. Advantage now in GoHard's favour. GoHard's health is dropping like rocks, but so is Rage.Quit. It's trade for trade right now, tank for tank, as everyone's lining up their shots and trying to focus targets. Yuki Homri is 1 shot. He's nearly dead. Number 1 skills is nearly dead. Cactus is backing off. He has no shots left. He's nearly dead. Urwis is the only one who has a bit more health, but he's on reload as well as Danny chases him. Danny has a full clip to put in his rear. This is always one of the funniest things to see. Danny misses a second shot. He's going to chase down this Batchat. Then Danny's going to run out of ammo, and Danny's going to try and run away. Think Danny's got enough to kill him here, though. One more shot. No, has he got it? Oh, Danny, no! Run, laddie, run! Now he's going to go the other way. This is like something out of Tom and Jerry. Danny tried to kill Urwis, didn't do it. Now Danny's overextended. Ah, there we go.
I remember someone yesterday when I said to one guy, oh, laddie, he was like, oh, Mojo, you're like a discount tester.
So, whilst that happens, we lost a tank on the other side of that. Diplomat takes down Urwis in return for losing Danny. Diplomat and Scarium able to close down here Cactus. As Scarium gets the kill again, there we have it. So, 5-0 GoHard. GoHard, after watching the matches earlier on, says, look guys, we're not going to do tiebreakers as well. Ektar looks a bit tired. Let's just go for it.
Well, it is old-fashioned.